You're not unlucky. You're not cursed. And no, it's not just your personality that attracts toxic people. Here's the brutal truth nobody wants to tell you. Toxic people don't choose you randomly. They choose you strategically, and there's one specific mistake you're making that's basically hanging a neon sign over your head that says, "I'm available for manipulation." The worst part? You think this mistake makes you a good person. You think it makes you kind, understanding, and empathetic. And maybe it does, but it also makes you a perfect target. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what that mistake is, and once you see it, you'll understand why the same type of person keeps showing up in your life over and over again. The pattern. Let me guess. You've noticed a pattern. Different people, different situations, but somehow the same drama, the same manipulation, the same feeling of being used, drained, confused. You start to wonder, is it me? Am I doing something wrong? Am I attracting this? And the answer is yes, but not in the way you think. You're not attracting toxic people because you're weak. You're attracting them because you have something they desperately need, something they can't generate themselves, something they're experts at extracting from others. Emotional supply. What toxic people are looking for. Toxic people. Narcissists, manipulators, energy vampires. They don't survive on their own emotional resources. They can't. They're empty inside. So they feed off others. But they can't feed off just anyone. They need someone specific, someone who gives freely, someone who doesn't put up walls, someone who makes excuses for bad behavior. They need someone who makes one critical mistake. The one mistake. Here it is. You prioritize understanding them over protecting yourself. Read that again. Because this is the entire game. When someone shows you red flags, when someone crosses a boundary, when someone treats you poorly, your first instinct isn't to create distance. Your first instinct is to understand why. Maybe they're going through something. Maybe they didn't mean it that way. Maybe if I just explain myself better, they'll understand. Maybe they had a difficult childhood. Maybe they're just stressed right now. You turn into a detective, a therapist, a savior. You make it your mission to understand their pain, their trauma, their reasons. You give them endless empathy, endless chances, endless explanations. And while you're busy trying to understand them, they're busy exploiting you. Why this mistake is dangerous. Healthy people don't need you to understand them before they treat you with respect. They just treat you with respect. Period. Toxic people? They love that you're trying to understand them. Because every minute you spend trying to figure them out is a minute you're not protecting yourself. It's a minute you're explaining away their behavior. It's a minute you're staying engaged. Your empathy becomes their weapon. Your desire to understand becomes their unlimited access pass. And here's the thing, they can feel this quality in you. Within the first conversation, they can sense it. They test you with small boundary violations. They watch how you respond. Do you firmly say no, or do you over-explain why you're saying no? Do you walk away from disrespect, or do you try to understand where it's coming from? Do you protect your peace, or do you sacrifice it to keep the peace? Toxic people are experts at reading this. And when they find someone who prioritizes understanding over self-protection, they've found their target. How it plays out. Here's what this looks like in real life. A toxic person says something cruel. Instead of immediately creating distance, you think, that's not like them. They must be having a bad day. Let me give them space and check in later. A toxic person cancels plans last minute. Again, instead of reducing your availability to them, you think, they're probably overwhelmed. They have a lot going on. I should be more understanding. A toxic person violates a boundary you clearly set. Instead of enforcing a consequence, you think, maybe I wasn't clear enough. Let me explain it again in a different way. Do you see what's happening? You're doing all the emotional labor. You're making all the excuses. You're giving all the chances. And they're doing nothing except continuing to take. The difference between empathy and self-betrayal. Let me be clear. Empathy is beautiful. Understanding people is valuable. Giving people grace is important, but not at the expense of your own well-being. Not when someone is actively harming you, not when understanding them means betraying yourself. There's a difference between being compassionate and being a doormat. There's a difference between giving someone the benefit of the doubt and giving them unlimited access to hurt you. Healthy empathy has boundaries. Toxic empathy doesn't. Healthy empathy says, I understand you're struggling, and I have compassion for that, but I will not tolerate being mistreated. Toxic empathy says, I understand you're struggling, so I'll accept this mistreatment. I'll make excuses for it. I'll keep giving you chances. Toxic people aren't looking for the first type of person. They're looking for the second, and if you're constantly attracting toxic people, you're probably being the second. What changes everything? So what do? How do you stop making this mistake? You flip the script. You stop prioritizing understanding them and start prioritizing protecting yourself. When someone shows you a red flag, you don't investigate why they're showing it. You just create distance. When someone crosses a boundary, you don't try to understand their reasoning. You just enforce the consequence. When someone treats you poorly, you don't make excuses for them. You just reduce your availability. You can still have empathy. You can still understand that people are complex and flawed, but you do it from a safe distance. You do it without sacrificing your peace. You do it without betraying yourself. The shift. And here's what happens when you make this shift. Toxic people lose interest in you, not because you became cold or harsh, but because you're no longer easy to exploit. You're no longer giving them unlimited chances. You're no longer doing the emotional labor for them. They need someone who will prioritize understanding them over everything else. And that's not you anymore. Meanwhile, healthy people, they respect you more. Because healthy people don't need you to sacrifice yourself to maintain the relationship. They want you to have boundaries. They want you to protect yourself. The truth. Toxic people choose you because you make it easy. Not because you're weak, but because you're kind in a way that doesn't protect you. The one mistake you're making is thinking that understanding someone means tolerating their mistreatment. It doesn't. You can understand someone and still walk away. You can have empathy and still enforce boundaries. You can be kind and still protect your peace. Stop trying to understand toxic people. Start protecting yourself from them. The pattern will break the moment you choose yourself first.